Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Nick Chappell back for another episode of the Diz Twitcher podcast. Super excited today. We've got ourselves a Twitter superstar in the Disney fanosphere. It is Scott Gustin today. What's up, man?
Hey, how are you, Nick? Hello, everybody.
I'm doing well, man. So, getting ready to be a busy time in your world, I would think, right? We're just, 17 days away or something like that? 18 days away from D23, so getting pretty excited for that.
Jeez, you put a number on it, it sounds even sooner than... I was thinking, I had 3 weeks in my head, but yeah, wow.
Yeah, dude, it's getting close. The first day of August is this coming weekend, so things are coming up pretty quick.
Fast.
So I'm excited, and I want to talk a lot about D23 with you in a little bit. But first question off the bat, every one of these shows I've done so far, this is going to be an easy one, I guess, but what is the story behind your Twitter handle? It is very simple.
It's so boring, right? It used to be, I think it was SC Gustin.
Uh-huh.
And then I changed it to put SC Gustin WDW. I put on the end of it as like a signal. Gotcha. This was back in the first days. It's like a signal to people to be like, hey, I like to talk about Walt Disney World.
Sure.
And then at some point, I just went first last. Gosh, I don't even know when that was. But yeah, pretty boring. Pretty boring story.
Sometimes boring is good. I had Alicia Stella on last week, and hers was just first last name too. So nothing like super wacky. I had Professor Leisure on my first show, and there was a whole long story with that. So, but first last name, easy peasy. So tell everybody who may not be familiar with you, I guess, your love of Disney, like how this whole thing came about. Have you been like a lifelong parks, Disney movies fan, or like how did your love of all things Disney come about?
Yeah, when I was a kid, loved it. Went a good bit when I was younger, not as much as I go now, but went frequently. Had some core memories with family. I learned to snap as a kid on the monorail. And I have a picture of learning to snap at Disney. Pretty awesome photo too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but we did the whole, going when I was younger, and then I kind of came back around to it in college, taking college friends down. It would never been sleeping. One time we slept six of us, 6 adults at Pop Century, two on the floor. It was some of the worst sleep I've had in my life, but some of the most fun I've ever had. Just rope drop to clothes and converting some friends in college to also now being big Parks fans. So it was always, for me, my interest in the parks is being a Disney fan, but just a fascination, especially with Walt Disney World, just the immense city that it is, and all of the things that go on there, and the feeling of when you go, you feel like you're some completely different place. So I have been a bigger. I'm a fan of the brand and the company, but I've always I entered that through my fandom for the parks.
So you kind of not grew up at the parks, but you went when you were younger. Like, how young were you when you first went?
I want to say my first was when I was 3. I think.
Oh, so you went very young.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't get to go till my honeymoon, so I'm very jealous.
I mean, I think I went once when I was 3, maybe one more time as a kid before I went high school. So there were big gaps.
Gotcha.
In there. But yeah, those first pictures, it's cool to have, it's cool awesome. To have the pictures that make it look like I've been going, as much as I was going as I'm going now then. And now it's like I can't keep them straight, right? I'm like, which trip was it? Like, my kids will talk about something and I'm like, I don't remember which one that was. But yeah, that was fun.
That's awesome. How often do you get to go now? I mean, you're not super close, right? So it's definitely a travel.
Yeah, it's an hour-and-a-half flight from North Carolina. It's not bad. Sometimes we drive. It's about 9 hours. Yeah. So it's close enough that we can go when we want to go. We're down for a cruise coming up later this week. So
jealous.
I love Disneyland. but the chore of getting out there, it's hard when Walt Disney World is so much easier to get to. Even though even though I probably like Disneyland better, it's hard to pass up World. So.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I live in Virginia, so it's a long flight to get out to the West Coast, and I just did a whole Spain and back trip. So I'm like, the last thing I want to do right now is be on a plane for another 5 hours getting out to the West Coast. But Disneyland's worth it, man. So you grew up, you loved the parks, and then you started to go again more and more as you got older. So how did all that dovetail, I guess, into making it a career? And for maybe some people who are just stumbling upon this, tell them what you do and then how that became the pathway for you.
Yeah, so I went to college convinced I wanted to be a TV reporter. First week shadowing a TV reporter, like, I do not want to do this. This is not what I thought it was.
Really?
This was right out of college, and I was like, all right, what am I supposed to do now? Even though I had a huge interest in news, still do, but this dates myself a little bit, but that was kind of at the time that things were exploding with Facebook and digital and social for news.
Okay. Yeah.
And so there were opportunities then, if you knew that world, to work in a newsroom full of people that didn't know that world at all. Didn't even. Why would we want to have social accounts? Was kind of the approach that was common when I entered. So I got to go in and say, I want to be a journalist. I know how to write. I know this world, but I'm not, as skilled on the broadcast TV side. So went in through digital, kind of worked my way up. Ran
That's cool.
Things at a TV station, and ran things at the parent TV company, running the national desk for Tribune and Nexstar, and then now I have what I like to call my day job is a little bit more in back end WordPress product type stuff. But I still have a foot in editorial and kind of get to cover the things that I like to cover. So instead of covering everything, which was part of the job at one point, like politics, everything was part of the job. Not so much anymore. So
yeah. So how did the Disney thing come in then after the whole like news guy thing wasn't going to work out?
Yeah, I mean, I was always, as embarrassing as it is, people can go back and see my tweets from, 15 years ago when I was tweeting out silly, almost the same type of stuff about the parks. It was just a different thing then. But I kind of found a lane during COVID when there was this overlap of hard news and what I was most interested in talking about, and the fact that a lot of people wanted that. They didn't just want the, which rides are open and closed, what's the new food, what's the festival, what's this, and so I kind of was able to find an audience in that time and just do what I like to do, which is find the truth in things, be interested in the fun and the rumors and the rumblings and consume all of that, but then also try to be a through line of what's actually the truth here, even though it's not as fun. What's actually accurate here.
Yeah. I love that, man. So, like, you really didn't get into the Disney newsy side until COVID-ish era?
I think that's when a lot of people found me. But I've been doing it for over a decade. Covering, I think my first like big media type thing covering at Disney World was the opening of Pandora Animal Kingdom.
Oh, okay. So that's going back a little bit,
Yeah. But just different ways. I mean, then I was writing more national pieces for Tribune at the time, like when big things would happen, like when Pandora would open. And then I was able to find an audience that are interested in all the little things too, day-to-day type stuff. Yeah.
So going back over the course of your, I guess, covering Disney career of this, what has been the coolest thing that you think you've covered to date so far?
I had the chance to go see the shipyard in Germany
I know,
last year.
Yeah.
And that was I think when I was doing that, going to Germany was great. Like the trip itself was neat, but like the being in that shipyard, seeing it, getting to go on a ship that's still being built, like walking past. I mean, I think they said there were 2,000 workers on the ship at that time, and just getting to see something, knowing that you're going to get to see the finished product not too long after. Getting to see it just a little early was pretty amazing. So I think that has to top the list for sure.
That's awesome. And so this is something that just came to me. I didn't have this written down, but you said something about when you were trying to do like the newsy guy thing, and it was the whole beginning of like the social networking kind of stuff, at Facebook and all that. What are your thoughts now about old media versus new media, I guess? Because you were trying to do the old media thing, and in a way, that's kind of still what you do now. Like, you do a lot of, like, reporter kind of stuff, but now we have all the influencers who are running around the parks with the camera and doing the new media side of things. So, like, what are your thoughts on new media covering Disney?
I think we all, in 2026, we all have our ways that we want to consume the things that we're interested in.
Sure.
I love Marvel, and I like to consume the slop and the legit stuff. Like, I want to hear the goobers' theories on the MCU, but then I also want to really know, like, what does Feige have to say at San Diego Comic-Con.
Sure.
I do think that we are smarter than we give ourselves credit sometimes, and we can see all the weird stuff and the legit stuff and be able to figure things out. With that said, a lot of the new media stuff ain't for me, but I don't think that I have it all figured out either. I don't think that the fact that I don't get it doesn't mean it shouldn't exist. I do think that the intentional misleading, the way that some approach, they know they're playing a game. Like, I don't have respect for anyone that does that. That's for fair. Anything covering Disney or anything else. Like, if you're being intentional with the way that you mislead, I don't have respect for it. But just because I don't consume or prefer some of the types of way that parks and other things are covered, doesn't, I don't, I'm not gonna talk bad about any of those, even the ones that are super cringe. But the folks that knowingly mislead and try to sow chaos for that purpose, I got no respect for those.
No, I totally feel you. I just think it's interesting that we've seen Disney really lean into the Instagrammers and influencers of all types at these media events too, and I just think it's kind of interesting that they've kind of leaned in so hard at that, because you would think, like, the younger generations, that's where they go to get their stuff. They're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, so I get where Disney's coming from too. I just think it's really interesting how hard they've kind of leaned into that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just knowing that you have to find an audience. And, I mean, I don't think anyone at Disney likes that they have to play ball the way that they do sometimes. But you have to adapt to where the eyeballs are. And if you don't, like, you don't get to cry about people not showing up for your film or showing up for your park when you have something new to offer. You have to find the audience. Sometimes that means you have to play games that you otherwise wouldn't play. I don't think it's any different from the way it always has been, but just more visible. Disney had to do before digital, like, they had to do really weird stuff to get attention on its product. They had to show up in weird shows, TV shows. They had to do, like, not that any of them are bad, but they had to, like, think outside the box. They're like, all right, we got to get on TGIF. Like, that's why we got the Full House episode that we all love. That's how they got me. Like, they had to think that way, and there probably were people at that time saying, like, man, why are we putting our product on these cheesy shows? It's like, watching it, we need the people. So I think now we see everything as endorsement. It's like if Disney's working with a person, they're endorsing the person.
Right.
When what Disney's really doing is just trying to find the audience. But
Sure.
it is a tough. I'm so glad that is not my job. Is trying to tie myself to the people, and then that person being responsible for me meeting the audience. That is a terrible job to have. I'm very glad that's not my job.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. All right, well, let's talk about something where everybody has a voice, and that is Twitter. I'm not calling it X. That's not for me. I'm always going to call it Twitter. I don't know how you feel about it. But let's talk about Diz Twitter specifically, because you've been a part of it for a long time now. Like, what are your thoughts on the current state of it as it is? I'm going to ask everybody the same question on the show, because to me, it's, and I told Alicia this last week, it feels like it's more toxic than it's ever been. And I feel like when they decided to transform Splash into Tiana's Bayou Adventure, that's when everybody just went off the deep end. So these past handful of years or however long it's been, I feel like it's become so segregated on each side. You're either, oh, you're so overly positive and you're just a shill for the company, or you're the most negative person ever. And I feel like that's what gets the views to me, though. It's like if you put anything out that's negative, you're going to get a lot of traction on it. But if you try to be positive, you're just a shill.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I've dealt with it for a long time. I don't love. I think the platforms algorithms are. It's don't consume content on social media and you're constantly thinking about the manipulation of the algorithm, then you are setting yourself up for trouble. You are going to think that you are right about something because all the feeds you see or all the posts you see align with your views. You're going to, if you don't look at that and be like, dang, I need to do some other stuff. Like, I need this algorithm to switch up because all it's feeding me is people that agree with me that Splash is, better than Tiana. It's like, well, that ain't the case. It's not. It's not the way it is. But especially Twitter and the monetization has opened the floodgates for people to just have horrible takes that don't represent anyone. Like any majority ever. And then the engagement that comes with it is perceived agreeance, and it's not. No one's agreeing. Even the people that are seeing it, not interacting it, are thinking like, this person is a joke. And then they move on. But like, it's going to keep serving it up because there are enough people to engage with it. The park stuff, I mean, I see there's some like nasty stuff that I'll see occasionally. Oh yeah. But I laugh at most of it. I think as a fan of the movies side, what drives me nuts about Twitter is that every movie's great for like a year, and then everybody wants to be like, actually, guys, if nothing, everybody's got to be the smartest person in the room, and even things that we all love, it's like someone saw someone the other day is like trying to go back on Cosmic Rewind and just talk about how the coaster's really not that great. We just do this. We do this with everything now, and it's like I have to disagree with the masses. It's, once a certain amount of time passes, you try to be the clever one. Yeah,
that's a good point.
That stuff drives me nuts. It's like it's usually that seeing those are the close out the app for me. When I start seeing just people like, Project Hail Mary is overrated or something. No. Okay. All right. Okay. Moving on. I'll do something.
They're doing it with the Odyssey now. I mean, you've seen all that.
I know.
People are going ape-s over that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's very so performative. It's annoying. But if you're not consuming all of that, like half smiling at the ridiculousness of all of it, then you get yourself in trouble, and then it feeds the toxicity of a fandom because you feel like you're not alone when you are. Just you're being tricked. But there are toxic parts of every fandom.
Oh, for sure.
And then social just exposes it for everybody to see it.
Yeah, and I get it. You know, Disney fans are super passionate because this is like our happy place and this is where we go to have our escape and all that. But it's like every week we're arguing about something. It's, you know, a couple weeks ago it was the just rumored changes to Space Mountain. I think it was last week at this point. It was people arguing about the viral TikTok video about Bible study happening in Hollywood studios. I mean, there's always something that's coming along that's setting people off, and that's this nonstop argument on my feed, I feel like. Do you ever get caught up in it? I mean, do you ever, like, feel like you have to comment on something, or like you said, you just smile and just shut that app down?
I don't ever want to comment on discourse unless there's some through line to, like, finding out if it's true or not. Like, okay. You know, if it's any of the things that you mentioned, if I see it and I'm like, I don't think that actually happened, I'm going to try to figure out, did this actually happen? If it's
sure.
Even like the person falling off or falling down the flume at Tiana.
Yeah.
Like, I initially saw that and was kind of just like, I've heard stories like this before. This doesn't pass the smell test. And then there was like another one that came after it. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna check on this. But I'm usually checking on something before I'm in any way contributing to discourse on that. But all of these arguments have always been happening online. They just happen in corners. They were happening, you know, on mice chat forums. Mm-hmm. People were arguing about this stuff. But now the algorithms and social media serve it up for everyone to see it. And that's why you have people that view Disney adults a certain way. Because those people were having these arguments. Like, people were this passionate about it. They were just doing it in their little groups. Now all of that, you know, can you imagine like you go back to like the 2010s or maybe before, take one of those mice chat arguments and be like, yeah, one day People Magazine's going to write an article about this argument. You know, like that's what happens now. And it's just it's so stupid. It's all stupid.
You're totally right. I mean, you go back the infamous like Toad sit-ins when they decided to take Mr. Toad out of Magic Kingdom. I mean, that was how they handled it then. They didn't have the megaphone that was Twitter to go on and just shout into the webosphere and bitch and moan about it that way. So they just had a sit-in for Mr. Toad. So people have always been like overly passionate about, you know, certain things in this fandom. They just didn't have a place to express it.
Yep. And there's just no. Then you could kind of figure out if you were in the minority or not. But now, social makes you always feel in the majority. You always feel emboldened. Like, you could literally start tweeting about any random thing removed. Like, you could just go all in on the trash cans. At the parks, which have generated some noise. But you could convince yourself that it's like the worst thing to ever happen at the parks if you try hard enough.
Sure. But, all right, fair enough. So let's just, for another question more, let's talk about some negativity for a second. So when people are tweeting out all these negative things about X change, whatever the change may be, the Space Mountain is a recent example. Do you know if Disney has like a team that is just going through social media and just checking out positive or negative comments, and do they even care? Or are they doing all this to bring in visitors who are infrequent visitors and they don't care about the hardcore fans anymore because we've already got them? So we're not going to worry about those guys. We're going to do these changes regardless of how much they hate it to bring in the new faces.
No, I don't think they have someone or a team like monitoring everything. I do think they monitor when it reaches a certain point. Like they will see it sooner than people might expect. But it's not like there was a point when, if you go back to the late 2010s, pre-COVID, like there were some online social accounts they had, especially at Walt Disney World, where they were more active in like real-time listening to fans and social and all of that. Okay. And I have heard stories that it was like the worst job anyone could be asked to do, and it didn't really help. It didn't really help anyone because a lot of the times there's no answers to give in those situations. Like sometimes there are. Sometimes I wish Disney was more proactive with shutting things down or responding to people. But I don't. I want the company that I'm a fan of like focused on bigger picture and not worried about little small things. But I know that they see things when they kind of bubble up and they are, going to impact guests in some way, or there's a true consensus on a change that maybe they didn't have visibility to being as controversial as it was. An example I'll give. This one's been long enough that I can talk a little bit about it, but remember the Tower of Terror billboard that they took down on property?
Of course.
People were pretty upset about that. And that was one that I don't think Disney fully understood how upset people would be when they decided to remove that. Like, I think they had legitimate reasons that they needed to take it down. But I think it was a blind spot to them in terms of how upset regular fans, regular visitors to the Walt Disney World would be over something like that. So there's situations like that kind of where they're like, we probably should have better anticipated the response to this. So that shows that like they do see it, but I wouldn't wish it upon anyone to be constantly monitoring how upset people are getting over something that may not even be accurate about like a Space Mountain. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Why subject anyone to the furious fans when it may not even be right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not worth it. But I do think they see things that we would assume they will see once it bubbles up. I do think they're seeing it.
Okay, so let's talk about the guy who has to deal with these things when it bubbles up. Josh D'Amaro, who's only been on the job, what was that, April? I've lost all track of time. It was in the spring when he took over, right? I think it was March, April, somewhere in there.
March, April,
Yeah, whatever the time, doesn't matter. So he's taken over, and fans obviously are very skeptical of him as well already. Oh, he's just going to be another Bob Iger. Why should hardcore Disney fans be excited about him taking over, and how can he kind of win them over, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, him being another Bob Iger, that would be great.
I think so, right? He was good.
I don't love everything that Bob Iger did, but
no,
he was CEO for a long time and certainly led the company through lots of growth. People can nitpick everything with everyone every day, but if he ends up being another Bob Iger, that's great. If he ends up being another Bob Chapek, we got a problem.
That's
if he ends up
true.
being another Bob Iger, then I think we'll all end up happy if he
I think so too.
is in the job that long and manages. I think what D'Amaro has going for him is he is incredible with people one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like he can like the people that have I've never met him, but the people that have worked for him at Disneyland and Walt Disney World, literally every single person who's worked for him has nice things to say about him.
Yeah.
We have this idea that we're supposed to like CEOs when I think that's strange and weird. Because they are so far from all of us. They make stupid money that they don't deserve. Their job is often cutting and firing people. So the CEO should not be liked in most cases, if not all cases. But
sure,
you can like the person, and I think that's what Josh has going for him. Like, you can like the person without liking the CEO. And I also think that's what Iger had going for him. What Chapek had going for him was neither. He had to be the bad guy, and no one liked him.
No.
Ever. And he didn't make all bad decisions. Some of the CEO in a vacuum decisions that he made were the right ones. He made some bad ones too. But when you're not liked, you have no grace and no safety net. Whereas both Josh and Bob have that. And that's what's important for being a successful CEO. Like, you have to be able to be liked and know how to deal with people, manage expectations, hear people. He's visible. People see him. He actually does listen. He has an incredible callback on conversations.
Yeah.
I've had a couple virtual, Zoom type interview discussions with him, and
oh, cool.
His ability to remember things like from previous discussions is not just with me, with others, is impressive, and I can see why someone that worked for him when he was in a role at, if he was Parks Chair or Walt Disney World or Disneyland, him being able to say, I remember what you told me a few weeks ago. We're working on trying to improve that. Like that's how you win the person. That's how he wins people over. But if you think you got a CEO and you're going to like every decision that he makes, when half the job is making shareholders happy, sorry, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
it's not going to work. But
yeah. And you're right. He's always seemed like a very likable guy. I've never run into him in the parks, but he definitely has more of a swagger or a charisma or riz or whatever you want to call it than obviously Chapek ever had. And I think even more than Iger had. Iger didn't seem like a bad guy, but he didn't come off as very warm or welcoming. But I think, and I've said this a million times to a lot of people, I wish Josh would do those old shows on ABC or whatever like Eisner did, and even going back to what Walt used to do back in the day, those Saturday night World of Color shows or whatever, and he could introduce a film, he could show off what's going on in the parks. I think he'd be great at that stuff. I wish he would do it. I don't know if he will, but if he was smart, I think he would.
Yeah, I think there is an appetite for that type of content for sure. But yeah, I mean, I do think he wants, at least right now, to set himself up as not being the parks guy, and probably will, do that for a bit. But we all know that that's what he likes and loves, right? The parks. Yeah. So maybe in a few years he'll come back around to it.
Yeah. So speaking of the parks, do you personally think they're headed in a good direction now?
I do. I can't think of anything that's telling me that it's headed in a wrong direction.
Yeah.
If you're someone who doesn't want anything to ever change, guess what? The parks are going to forever be headed in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
If you don't like the change, and you can make an argument for that, then that is certainly a worthy argument to make. I don't like a lot of the decisions that they've made since COVID, but directionally, I feel like that we are headed in the right direction. There was a time post-COVID where I would not have said the same, and I didn't say the same. Yeah. But you have there are decisions like Rivers of America type decisions that have yet to be proven out, but I do think directionally, I think they are headed in the right direction. But we'll see. The direction that I'm probably more worried about is the economy and tourism. Yeah. Making sure that there's not a reason for the company to say maybe we don't need to invest as much in parks because things are dipping. That type of stuff is more. I'm more fearful of that than I am the vision and direction of the parks.
Yeah, that's got to be a little bit of a worry because they have this huge influx of cash going into their parks and cruise lines and everything right now. When you look at travel within the States anyway, it doesn't look great. The numbers are down in Orlando at Universal. Disney hasn't said anything, so that's got to be a little bit of a worry, I would think. So hopefully that turns around. I wish I was going this summer. This is one of the first summers we haven't gone to Orlando in forever, and the parks are dead. Now, I wish I was there. It's making me a little jealous. All right, so another thing, and we're going to talk about D23 here in a minute. What do you think about the fifth gate argument? Do you think that's something they should even bother looking at within the next decade? Everybody's like, okay, well, Universal opened up Epic. Now Disney needs to open up a fifth gate. But my thing has and always will be, you got to clean up your own house before you decide to build another gate to begin with, which is seemingly what they're doing now, which is, I think, the better place to pour all that cash into. But do you think they should or need to open a fifth gate at some point in the somewhat near future?
Oh, well, what's that, though? Like in the next...
10, 15 years, somewhere.
Maybe at the end of that. I don't think we're even close. I think you got to figure out the four that you got before you build another. And you need to, in some way, feel maxed out on that. The core issue with the fifth park is that's another day that you expect people to stay.
Exactly.
Unless you're pulling them away from something else. If they have data that shows that Americans are going to start taking longer vacations, then you can make your way into justifying the fifth gate. But if you can't, if people are kind of maxed out as it is, you're asking a lot of people to come there and spend at least 5 days to experience everything. And then you need more time to really experience it all.
Exactly.
And we also have 2 water parks, and then we have it's like
Springs.
Yeah, but I think they still got to figure out Animal Kingdom.
Yeah,
they have a lot of work that they need to do there.
Yeah,
let that be your hypothetical fifth gate. Do what you did in Paris, and like having a completely new section and part of that park that essentially is a gate within a gate. Like do that, and then not try to build up another. If I had to guess, I don't see it happening in the time that I am caring about the parks. I don't see it. But
okay, fair enough. Well, let's talk about something you care about, because you're going on one very soon, and that's a Disney cruise. And what ship are you going on?
Now we're on the Fantasy.
Oh, my favorite ship. I miss the Fantasy so much. I haven't been on it in a while. So let's talk about Disney Cruise Line for a second. What do you think the future holds for Cruise Line? Because, over the past, 4 years or whatever, they've really ramped up stuff with that. I mean, we have all these new Wish-class ships. We've got the Believe on the way, and we found out a little bit more info today, October 7th. I think they're going to reveal a bunch more about the Believe. And then they've got 2 other ships coming that are going back to smaller ships, and they've got the Adventure, they've got the OLC ship that's going to be on the way. Where do you see Disney Cruise Line going? Because they are putting a lot of resources into that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the expansion hit at a time when the cruise lines were seen as the safest return on investment, and they still are. It also sets up Cruise Line for a while. I don't know how long they will go before another ship after the ones they've announced, but I feel like it'll be a bit. And personally, I'm really excited to hear more about the new ship class.
Same.
We might get something maybe we'll get something at D23. It might still be too soon. But I'm looking forward to hearing more about that, because this is the one that I feel like they can absolutely nail. They learned a lot from the Wish class. They went a long time between new ships, building new ships. Now they're 2 ship classes that are coming out really close together, and that's when you can say like, all right, we figured out what worked, what didn't. And going with a smaller ship. I'm excited to hear more about that.
Yeah, I'm hoping, for me anyway, and I love the Treasure, I love the Destiny, the Believe is going to be awesome, I'm sure. But I just got off the Dream when we did our med cruise, and man, I just miss this aesthetic on the ship. And the new ones are awesome, but I'm hoping maybe they go back to something like that. I just don't see it, because there's so much IP on these newer ships. I don't know if they would go back to one of those classic cruise ship kind of ocean liner deals. I don't know if they would do that. I hope they would. But they just opened up Lookout, which was over a year ago, however long that's been open now. Do you think now, with more new ships on the horizon, they would open another island? Or are we finally going to get new destinations, no new island, you don't think?
I don't think so. Again, I think they still got to figure out Lighthouse Point. They're still still in that space. I wouldn't shut it off. I would see them having another destination before Fifth Gate at
Okay.
World.
Yeah.
But I still think it'll be a bit. I mean, I think you're seeing cruise lines that are not just doing islands, but are doing like locations in established places. You know, like I
Okay.
could see them trying to do something like that.
Yeah.
But I think it'll still be a bit before they try to do that again.
Okay. All right. So you mentioned D23 a few seconds ago. Let's talk about it then, because like I said, we're getting close. So what are some of your predictions for D23? Because to me, I hope I'm wrong, but I think it might be, I don't want to say boring, but I think light on new news. Everybody's general consensus seems to be that we're going to get a ton of information about Tropical Americas. Maybe we'll finally find out more about Villains and Piston Peak and everything they've already got in the works. But what do you think are some things that may be talked about?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of updates. It's going to be a lot of filling in the blanks on things we know about. You know, maybe some more specifics about Villains Land to ease some concern based on rumors to let people know what the vision is there. I think we'll have a better idea of what Cars is going to look like at Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
And I think we might get some like timelines, some opening timelines, figuring out, are we going to get, is Tropical Americas going to open everything at one time?
Okay.
Phase Monsters. I think they're probably not going to stand on stage and talk about phased openings, but I think based on hopefully some at least general timelines that we might get, we might be able to essentially figure that out.
Okay.
I'm hopeful for that. I mean, I want to know, what do they have for next summer? Are we opening up Monsters Courtyard? Is that going to be like the summer draw? Is it going to be part of Tropical America is going to open next summer? That stuff I think is the focus of it. Like more clarity on the timelines, more clarity on specifics for the things we know about, to find out what the second attraction is for Cars. You know, maybe I think we'll have a more clear idea of what Villains Land is going to be, but not like super specific at this point. It's still pretty far out.
Okay. Do you think they're going to have any kind of surprise announcement? Like, are we going to get any Epcot love? Because that's the only park at the moment. And we do this every time, I swear. Every time the D23 in California comes along, Figment, new country in World Showcase. I don't think we're getting the country, but could we finally... I feel like they're leaving us like breadcrumb trails every once in a while about Figment. And everybody gets all worked up. Like, this is going to be the year. I swear, this is going to be the year. Do you think we get any kind of surprise announcement?
I mean, if you keep predicting it, eventually you'll be right?
Sure.
I think that was I was that way with the Monsters coaster. It's like, if I just keep asking for it, it'll happen. And then I didn't last year. Like, didn't even enter my brain as a possibility. I just given up hope on it. So I'm kind of like, I just need to do that with Figment. Like, I just need to put it out of my brain, and then they'll finally dust it off and take it off the shelf and do it. I feel like they'll have a surprise, even though the general consensus is that it's going to be, things you know about, but more details.
Yeah.
I still think that they'll have a surprise, and the two that I would say feel the most likely would be a Figment or Tomorrowland at Disneyland.
Oh, okay.
But like Tomorrowland at Disneyland, I think could be presented in the same way they presented Villains Land last year, where it's very ambitious, beautiful concept art, and then like we're probably not going to hear anything. I mean, it's outside of a couple panels about Imagineering trips for villains. Like, we haven't heard anything in the last 2 years, and I think that's what makes sense for Tomorrowland, is they give this ambitious vision of what Tomorrowland and Disneyland will look like, and then they've already told us that they're starting the process of converting Tomorrowland Speedway to electric, like that. That's going to close. And so we have the forever Tomorrowland construction wall that's been sitting there for, I think, 7 years now.
Yeah.
All of that just feels like it's pointing in the direction for that to be there. Let's get excited. But what always cautions me about big Disneyland swings like that is, as a resort, they do not like to get that far ahead. They want people there now. They don't even like talking about, they don't want to give people any reason to say like, we'll just wait. So that part of me is kind of like, I just don't know if they're willing to do it if it's that far out.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the last expo 2 years ago, they announced Pandora, and now the rumor mill is going wild that, well, maybe we're going to get the Zootopia land from Shanghai, and they'll bring that over, and we just won't do Pandora. So, who knows? I haven't really delved too much into the Disneyland stuff, because I feel like it's Disney World that gets more of the love at this big expo. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they balance it decently well in terms of giving love to both coasts and international. But yeah, I mean, especially last time, World was the star of the show. Yeah. I mean, I think if we get anything like that for Disneyland, it's just them doubling down and letting people know that Avatar is still the plan. I will be surprised if all of the Zootopia noise is legit. I think it's more likely that it was just something that maybe was pitched, maybe it was discussed. Mm-hmm. It does make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it just would, in my view, it would be pretty embarrassing to stand up there and say this thing that we announced in 2023 is not happening.
Yeah.
Unless they feel confident that they could do like we're going to put it in Pandora at Animal Kingdom where it's a better fit, guests can enjoy it. And then we're going to bring the world of Zootopia to California. And
that would be cool.
It, all different, and we're going to do a new attraction. Like they're like, we're so confident that this is a better win that we can take a little egg on our face about having to cancel it. But I still think it's more likely that Avatar is happening. It's just happening very slowly.
Yeah, no, I get it. And I'm somewhat cautious with these announcements because we've been burned before. I mean, you go back to when they announced Cherry Tree Lane for the UK Pavilion, and of course the the Play Pavilion that's just sitting barren and run down now. So how many times have they announced something that just didn't happen to begin with? So,
and that's why, I mean, you asked about Epcot, and you said Figment, but I mean, if we get Figment, that'll be amazing.
Sure.
For anything else at Epcot, I don't really know what they would announce. Like, they already announced, like, if they bring back Cherry Tree Lane, they can't announce it again. Can't announce Spaceship Earth again unless it's different.
Yeah.
So, and they obviously would not announce like Play Pavilion. So, like, all of the thing, I guess a new country would be the only.
That'd be great.
Like, new thing to announce that you haven't previously announced. Yeah. Even though I think there were some pretty credible rumors that one was super close a couple of expos ago.
Yep.
But Epcot is definitely the weird one because Epcot had her time in the sun, and unfortunately, the world decided that it was gonna flip upside down during all of that, and took away half of what was promised.
The only thing that I go back to with Epcot, and it's not even directly involved with the park, there's always been this rumor about the hotel that would lead you right into the park. Maybe we get something like that. Who knows? So it's like your Grand California where you can just walk right into Epcot instead. At least they're making money off of that. I don't know. Maybe that's something that finally comes to fruition at some point. That would be cool. They love to build new resorts.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool. I have a hard time seeing it, but I would love to stay there selfishly.
It would be awesome.
I personally would love it, but my critical eye, when I think about it critically, I'm like, I don't know. I just don't.
That would be
Can't
cool.
see that being there, but I would love for it to be there and to stay there.
Absolutely. That would be fantastic. One more thing about D23, then we'll go on to the last thing. You're a movie guy, so Friday night, I think, of D23 is the movie panel, if I'm correct, and Saturday's Parks, Sundays Legends. So
Yes.
any surprises, you think, for the studio side of things? Everybody's wanting Pirate 6. Is maybe this going to be the year that Johnny Depp returns?
Yeah, I mean, that would be fun. Just in the knowing that the parks is likely to be update heavy, there's part of me that wonders if the movie panel is the big winner this time.
Yeah,
because
that's
last
cool.
time it was clearly parks.
Oh, yeah.
And so maybe it swings to it being the studio panel on Friday night.
Yeah.
As far as predictions on what they would do, I mean, Pirates, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I hope whatever big swings they take are not all just, reboots and putting old people with young people in
Yep.
movies that we love.
Yeah.
If it's Home Alone, like there's rumors today about
I saw that.
Disney wanting to reboot Home Alone. Like, that sounds cool, but like it can't be all of that. We can't just do all the things, reboot all the things. So I do still have this feeling that like that will be the parks panel last time, and it's the studio panel this time is where we get
That
a
would
lot
be awesome.
of the big swings.
It's kind of a bummer because Comic-Con in San Diego was this past weekend, and then Kevin Feige goes out and does all of his Marvel updates. Why? I mean, I guess it makes sense for that crowd, but they don't really save anything for D23. It's all at Comic-Con.
They view Comic-Con as Marvel movies, and they view D23 for Marvel TV.
Okay.
So they didn't even talk about Vision Quest.
Oh, that's
Wonder,
true.
Wonder Man was renewed for season 2.
Okay.
Daredevil, they didn't even talk about any of their TV projects. Mm-hmm. So that will get the love at D23. I think they will also. They're not going to ignore the movies. I feel like if I'm guessing Marvel's panel, it's finally them releasing the Vision Quest trailer, which is awesome. I saw it a month or two ago. It was good.
Oh, nice.
Really,
Okay.
really good.
Cool.
That show looks great. So I think they'll finally give us the trailer for that.
Cool.
Talk more about MCU's TV slate. Maybe a couple surprises for that, and then they'll end with Doomsday. Right? They'll do something.
Nice.
If it's a new look at the movie, or Robert comes out and is like, "Hey, don't forget us." Blah blah blah. That's what I see the MCU part of it being, and it's none of these people being the studios, Marvel, Pixar. They're not. They don't love that they have to like do all of these things like D23 and San Diego Comic-Con. It's just cost of doing business, and the fact that San Diego and D23 are so close together is just kind of how it goes, and they have to split it up somehow. And I think this is the way that they figured out makes the most sense.
Cool. Well, I'm excited, man. I know you're going. I'll be there. A bunch of other people I know. It's a good time. I didn't go to the one 2 years ago. I was actually on a cruise with my wife, but I was kind of skeptical about how the Honda Center was going to work, and it sounded like a nightmare, the logistics of getting over there, but it sounded like it went, you were there, right? Like it went fairly smoothly?
It did. Yeah, they did a good job. I'm sure, I think the first night after the studio panel, there were the bus situation, like they had not figured out how to load people onto the buses, so there were issues where the first people that left got put on the last bus to leave, the way they had them stacked up, just like they were like the way they were parked, like they started loading people on that side, and then they had to fill all the buses in front before the last one could go.
Okay, I see.
So the people that left the panel early to beat the crowds were the last to get out.
Oh, that sucks.
But they had that figured out by the second night. So all of the that was literally the only thing that I heard that was a major issue. It is crowded. Like you gotta
Sure.
You got to get over there. You got to figure out, your transportation to get there. But they put on a good show all nights, so it was good.
I'm stoked. That was the first one I had missed in a long time, so I'm stoked to be back. All right, so one more thing before we get you out of here and then you go have dinner is the lightning round. This is super fun. I'm going to ask you 13 random questions, and it's the first answer that comes to the top of your head. It's just a fun way to kind of round this out. So here we go, 13 questions for you. Favorite land in a Disney park?
Cars Land at DCA.
Yeah, it's got to be Cars Land. The Shaboom, especially at night. I mean, when you go into Cars Land at night, it's just the absolute best. I plan on spending a lot of time in there when I'm out there. All right, this is a random one, but my family makes fun of me because I'm obsessed with this. Your favorite bathroom in a Disney park?
Gosh. It's not the one in Tomorrowland at Magic Kingdom.
No.
That's the worst one.
Not great. I mean, the most common answer, of course, is the Tangled bathrooms, but there's so many good ones.
Yeah, that one's good. I feel like the location of that. I don't love I don't like that walk. It's just so crowded back there. If anyone if you get to do so there's bathrooms in Epcot. They have the World Showplace.
I know you were going to say that. They're huge.
It's the biggest bathroom you'll ever see, and it's funny for that reason because you just walk in and you're like, "Where am I? Like, what just happened?"
It is comically big.
It's like it's like a Broadway bathroom where everyone has to go in like 10 or 15 minutes.
It is like that. Do you remember pre-COVID? They haven't done this since then. I do not understand why. Party for the Senses was this great event that they did during Food and Wine, and it was like an upcharge party. It was kind of expensive, but it was awesome. They had all these like celebrity chefs and famous chefs come in, and it was held in that venue, and that was the first time I had ever seen those bathrooms. And I was like, I only want to go here from now on. These are the best bathrooms in all of Disney World. Those are great. All right, watch the
My idea for that
tonight,
space, by the way, real quick, that space for the holidays, Osborne.
Oh, that would be fun in there. That would be cool.
Walk through Osborne, like they could put all the lights up in there, and you just like people just go through showcase, and then you go have a little light display. That would be so cool.
That would be awesome. Oh, I miss those lights so much. Watch the fireworks or take advantage of shorter wait times in the parks.
My kids don't love fireworks, so I'll say to take advantage of the shorter lines. Yeah. We usually are back at the hotel either way.
You know what?
But
people yell at me. We don't stay a lot for the fireworks either, man. I just go back to the Poly and I'll watch them from the pool or whatever.
Yep. I mean, it is when you go a lot, like you don't have to do everything every time, but we often find ourselves wanting to be back at the hotel and chill.
Same. Yeah, because we're rope drop people anyway, so.
Yeah.
I feel you. All right, favorite Disney cruise ship? You've done them all, right?
Yeah, I would say, I think it's the Treasure right now.
Yeah, see? Yeah, I was shocked.
I think Fantasy's maybe number 2. But
so you and I are the same. Mine's like 1A, 1B. I can't decide, but if I could Frankenstein them, then I can make the perfect ship. But yeah, those are my top 2. What's your favorite restaurant? This isn't on here, but out of all the ships, what's your favorite restaurant? Besides Paulo, Remy, Enchante, all that stuff.
I like Royal Court.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I just like the food. Like,
the food's good.
I mean, all the like the Rapunzel. I love the restaurant. I love Tiana's.
Tiana's is good.
Like I love the highly themed. And then on the Wish class, the Lion King shows. It's really good.
So good.
Don't ask me what ship that's on because I can't keep them straight. Is that
the
Destiny?
Lion King is on the Destiny. Coco's on the Treasure.
Yeah, Coco's good too. I mean, the Frozen one's not much, but
yeah, I'm not a fan.
I just like Royal Court because the food there is really good.
Very, very good. Favorite place in the parks to just relax and take a breather? Yeah, can't go wrong with that. A better time to be at the parks, Halloween/food and wine festival time, or Christmas / Festival of the Holidays?
Christmas, for sure.
Okay, I love that. Let's see. If you could bring one attraction from Universal to Disney World, what would it be and where would you put it?
Oh. Does that include Epic?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I would take... man. I mean, I love Hiccups.
Yes.
But I would have to take the whole land, I think, because I don't know where that ride would make sense.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
But that coaster, it's just the perfect little coaster. Like,
it really is.
It's just enough, and most kids that want to ride coasters are tall enough for that one, and it's just it's thrilling enough for everybody. It's so good.
I was blown away by how much I didn't know anything about those movies or the books or anything, and I was like, this is maybe the best land in this park. It's great.
Yeah.
The worst thing you've ever eaten at a Disney park?
Oh man, I'm not picky with food. Like, I'm just not. Like, I'm not a big foodie. Loving things or disliking. I'm pretty boring. But I ate some type of fish at Skipper. What's the Magic Kingdom?
Oh, Skipper Canteen.
Skipper Canteen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago. It was the worst. It was the worst thing I've eaten in a park. Yikes. And we like swore off the whole restaurant. And then someone was like, "You need to go back. You need to give it a chance."
Yeah.
And then I got. That time it was like one of the best meals that I've ever had.
Oh, nice!
Second time,
I love that.
It was like a some spicy like stir fry type.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We've been a couple times since, and it was really good. But
nice.
I think it was just a bad day. That first day.
If money was no object for Disney, what would you rather them do? Expand the monorail or expand the Skyliner?
If money was no object, I would say monorail.
Okay.
But if I have to be somewhat realistic, I think the Skyliner actually scales better.
Yeah,
and could actually like include more places than the monorail. But if money was no object, then yeah, monorail everywhere.
Monorail. Yeah. Just give us new monorail colors. Maybe they'll announce that one D23. Typhoon Lagoon or Blizzard Beach?
Oh, Typhoon Lagoon.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Typhoon Lagoon guy too, but I get a lot of pushback. People love Blizzard Beach, so you're on my team. I love that.
What do they like about Blizzard Beach?
I don't know. Every time I ask, they're like, "Oh, we love Blizzard Beach." It's like, okay, I don't know.
I mean, it's fine, but Typhoon Lagoon is our favorite water park anywhere. Like that wave pool.
Okay. Yeah,
it's
that's awesome.
So fun.
Yeah, it's great.
But, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so Disney's replacing rides lately, like we talked about. What's a Disney attraction you think needs to be replaced, though, at this point? Uh-oh.
If I want people to hate me, I'll give my honest answer.
I want the honest answer, and then I think there's a slam dunk answer that everybody would say, but I want to know your honest answer.
I really don't think they should, but I would not be bothered a bit if they just didn't get rid of Jungle Cruise.
Oh no, Scott, you're killing me! I've got like Jungle Cruise stuff up here. Oh no.
I mean, I know. I don't know why. I mean, it's fine. It's just so much real estate in that park. It is so much real estate. I don't think they need to get rid of it, and I don't think they will. Like, it's still a very popular, tons of foot traffic, and it's pretty low, like, payments. So, and I don't think they are.
Jingle Cruise, man. Jingle Cruise. You can't get rid of it.
Well, the problem with Jingle Cruise is the line's always so long. Like, you never even get to do it.
And you want to do it at night, so it's always really long at night.
Yeah. I think... I mean... What's the slam dunk?
It's Tomorrowland Speedway. It's got to go.
I mean, I feel like I'm willing to see what they do at Disneyland.
Okay.
To see if it's really that much better, but
Yeah.
I can't believe they kept it when they built Tron. Like,
Yeah, same.
That whole thing. It really.
Well,
It's a rite of passage, I think, for a lot of people, like to be able to take your kids on it, but it is not good for anyone else except for the people that are on the car at that moment. Like the smell, the sound.
it's loud. Yeah.
I for whatever reason I find Autopia more charming.
Oh,
but,
absolutely.
Yeah. Tomorrowland Speedway just doesn't.
It's just, to me, it's boring. They've already shrunk it a couple of times. Just get rid of it. You could put something else in that area. All right, last one for you before we get you off to your dinner. If you could eat dinner with Walt at one of the restaurants in any of the Disney parks that's been added since his death, where would you take him? So obviously that's all of Disney World and many restaurants in Disneyland.
I would take him to. I would take him to Oga's. Just to see his face, and he's just like,
I love that.
What in the world did you guys do?
People done? Yeah, that's true.
What am I looking at? I mean, Primetime Cafe would be fun with him too.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun to take him.
Because it would just be like home, you know?
Yeah, he gets
that's how
meatloaf
everyone was. Yeah, he gets meatloaf, and they talked to each other that way back then.
That's a good idea.
No, I would do something Star Wars. I would take him to Cargo. I would just walk Star Wars Land with him. Would be pretty awesome.
Cool. Yeah. I could see that, dude. Scott, this has been awesome, man. You have been great. We learned a lot. I love your predictions on everything. And tell people where they can find you and read all your stuff. You've got a Substack, right?
Yeah, find me on Substack. Find me on Twitter. For D23, I'll probably share more on Twitter in real time. It's so crazy there trying to do anything. Probably just be little bits of news. There'll be lots of other folks that are covering it. So I think that's when what is often not a great platform, which is Twitter.
Yeah,
it does shine. It does shine in moments like that.
It does.
You can
absolutely
easily find the content that you're looking for in real time.
Sure.
So actually follow lots of folks that are going to be there for the expo, sharing out content. It's going to be fun.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much again, Scott. Hopefully I'll have you back again at some point and we can talk about whatever gets announced, man. And hopefully I'll see you there and we can say hey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, thanks again. Have a great night. Enjoy your dinner, and I will talk to you later, man.